And in today's interconnected world, leaders face the challenge of navigating complex global markets, diverse cultures, and rapidly evolving technologies. But what can be done to succeed? What essential skills, mindset shift, and best practices are required for leaders to thrive in a global marketplace? Join us for this conversation is John Melo, is the founder, Dynamic Africa Community, and is joining me right here in the studio. Great to have you, John.
Yeah, good to be here.
Yeah, so definitely a lot happening in the world right now. And, what would say with central bankers, battling inflation, also high cost of living, and we're seeing some businesses not able to match up and stay afloat in these kind of times when you have high cost of credit and all of that. But at the end of the day, you still have to play. Even if you're playing locally, you still have to set yourself up for the global market space. So for you, what kind of mindset or what should such an individual be looking at this point, or building right now, to be able to thrive in these other parts of the world?
Okay, so what I'll say is, first, it's basically about the mindset. Very important. So you must be able to conceive that global mentality, for you to be able to play at the global stage. Because the fact still remains that even if you're playing at the local level, having the mindset that there is a place aside from the local level, which is known as the global space, it involves another level of articulation, another mindset, another thinking, because for you to be able to transcend beyond the local level needs another shift in mentality, because the global space is not an ordinary, it's not a place where common man plays, it's not a place where ordinary individual plays, it's not a place, it's a place where we have different species, different kinds of people. So it needs another level of mentality for you to be able to operate at that level. So that's.
But how does something like cultural intelligence now? How does that play into, because you're used to what you're used to, at this point. So how do you get some of these ideas to help you play in the global space?
Yeah. So to me, it's very important, because cultural intelligence is key, because so many persons in their verge to play at the global level, they defy the culture instead of exhaling or extolling the culture. You understand? So what I mean is that for them to play at the global level, the thing is imbibing another man's culture, which is basically what so many Africans do. So many Nigerians, basically, they do. But to me, I believe for you to be able to take that which you do at the global level, then you must be culturally intelligent. You must understand what your own culture talks about before giving meaning to another man's culture. You understand? So the idea is for you to be able to take that which you do within your own space, within your geography, within your culture, within your ethnicity, to the global level. You must be able to be informed with that which you guys do within your own local level, then take it, spot it wise. So I usually tell people that for this to happen, then you must be able to create some kind of value blueprint, you understand, around your own culture, that you create a narrative that even when people outside your own cultural ethnicity, or people outside your own locality, that when they see it, they'll be able to give meaning to it because of the narrative you've been able to create around it. Now, when you check some of the things we've been able to incorporate within Africa, within Nigeria as a whole, you will notice that they've been able to create an idea, a narrative around all that they are bringing to us. Such as, talk about their food, talk about their dressing, talk about everything they do. They've been able to create an idea that we now perceive it.
It seems like it's so easy for most of us in these parts to imbibe what's out there, and
because of the strong narrative they've been able to create outside there, which we are still finding it very difficult to create within our own scope, So these guys, they've studied what we call the brain game. They've studied it. So that is why whatever they come up with, they create that strong narrative, strong perception around it, and they begin to sell it out.
But I feel like one, area that's helping us to get our culture out there, for me, I feel like our music is really getting us out there, because I was in another country, recently, and I noticed that most of the songs that were played there were mostly Nigerian songs. Yeah. So it's looking like that's becoming one of our biggest exports right now.
Yes. On that aspect, very good, because our Nigerian musicians in Africa as a whole, they're really doing excellently well. But I think it shouldn't just be only the music, the entertainment industry. Yes, it should also cut across various industries, various aspects, which are very important, you understand? So because of this, because of the zeal and the passion for people to rise in every area, both in academics, both in entertainment, both in food and so many other these things. So we've been able to create a program that I'm talking about, what I do as a global evangelist. We've been able to create a program where we gather guys from various industries, both in the fashion industry, both in the entertainment industry, both in academics, to come and share ideas. Yes, that's what we do on a yearly basis. It's called a Datians Conference. It's a global event whereby we gather guys from different areas, to come and share ideas. Because the thing is that it's just information that we need on how to thrive, on how to dominate the global space.
Right, and from where you're looking and seeing that education, plays a critical role, in all of this. But we've had instances where we try to get certifications and degrees from abroad, so that you can actually, go out there and play in their environment, and also come back here and be valued. But now, when you see the exchange rates, it's not cheap.
Yeah, it's
getting all of that education, abroad. So what would you say to that individual that's just out there, not able to afford, traveling abroad to go to school, and not even able to get the right education here?
Okay.
What's your advice to that kind of person?
So to me, I looking at the exchange, the cost for accessing education outside the country. If you can't cope with it, there are organizations that are providing scholarships, for people to, just to be part of, to get education outside the country. I think, was it last month that a friend of mine, she got this Chief Needs scholarship, to study, all expense paid outside the country in UK. So there are so many of them. What you just need to do is meet the guys that have been able to do it, have been able to access it, have been able to pass their essays, their tests and everything. Put yourself there, get necessary documentation, necessary information. I think they'll definitely pick you. And you see yourself swimming in that area. And once you be able to cross that, the rest will be something easy for you.
And it's quite interesting. I saw a report from Henley and Partners recently, and they did talk about millionaires moving, from one country to another. So there's been a big migration of millionaires from some countries to other countries. They also mentioned a country like Nigeria. So we see millionaires also migrating, to other countries. Yeah. So in this migration, what do you think you should arm yourself with, as a millionaire, looking to migrate?
Like migrating to do
to other countries.
Okay. Yeah. So many of them, I think, because the economy is no more, the economy in the country at the moment is no more giving again. It's not something they can deal with, So that's why they're just looking for a place that they can thrive, because so many businesses are clashing, they are just closing up so many businesses. So I think, left to me, anywhere you think you're going to thrive, that's where you should just put your head into. If not, so many things are just happening. So I think those guys that are pulling out are people that they've looked in and out. Man, it's not going to work here in Nigeria. So let's just move it outside. So that's
and we have some that go outside and find out it's even more difficult out there.
Yes. So I still tell people that it's not about going outside there. The most important thing is, are you a value-oriented person? So that when you go out there, you will still be able to do certain kind of things that you do that still attracts the money, attracts people to you. Because an alligator here in Nigeria cannot be, or a crocodile here in Nigeria cannot be a crocodile. Will not change to an alligator in America. So it boils down to value. So you must be value oriented for you to be able to thrive in any economy. And being value oriented, you just need to arm yourself with the necessary skills needed in the global market. Necessary skills, which are very, very important. When I mean necessary skills that have universal appeal, skills that can appeal to both outside the country, anywhere in the world, and skills that can also appeal here. So you must be able to arm yourself with skills that are universally appealed. Yes.
All right.
So that's just
so much to unpack there, and definitely I'm sure those looking to play in the global space would glean some information there. Thank you so much, John Melo, founder of Dynamic Africa Community.
Yes.
It was great having your perspective there.
Thank you.